Welcome guys, as usually let's start with the USD CAD. On the daily basis, I draw something on the charts and it didn't form yet. As you see, we had here the buy signal, it went up and it's still moving to the upside, but it forms a divergence, okay? This is why we have to wait for those confirmations before we are looking into a direction, because as I said in the Hungarian Zoom as well, we are looking for probabilities in the market and probabilities. What is the chance that the price is about to do this move, or what is the chance that the price is about to do that move? And we can anticipating on the signals what we are seeing. I mean divergence, I mean we are under the zero line or above the zero line, or what is the momentum. As you see, everything is in green right now. Selling will be foolish. Like, why would you sell when all of the confirmations goes against the trade? And it's not only on daily, it's same on 50 minutes, same on 1 minute. Just wait for the confirmation, because as you see and as you're experiencing, for example, when the sell signal is coming or when the cross is coming, you're not gonna miss anything in the market. So wait patiently to form those signals and just go with the flow, go with the momentum, see what is the opportunity. For example, this week, last week on the DXY, as you could see, it was a sideways move. Like, that was a very ugly move. Okay, we can say that this was a very ugly move. Nothing really happened. The price went up, the price went down. But as you see, my plan anticipated the price is about to go down. Why? Because we are under the zero line, so the chance that it will go to the downside is a lot bigger. There is no divergences in the another side of the market. Like, as you see here here we can see also structural divergence. For example, here we see the divergence I was talking about. This doesn't really count here, but it's a similar thing what we see on the USD CAD. That's why. And the same thing, because we see the divergence, which is not formed yet, but the possibility to go to the downside here at those market circumstances are a lot higher than the possibility that it just goes all the way up. But until we don't have the signal, we have to wait, because we don't know where it's gonna end. But when it's gonna end, we're gonna see candlestick patterns as well, the price action in the market. Something is changing, and that's what we are looking for. All right, so I'm still looking for this move. Just wait for the signals, and the possibilities is also there that the price is about to go like this, a bit to the downside. It goes here and it makes retest on the 50 line, which we see lots of times, like from the underside. Well, a similar thing, came back to the 50, went back down. So this could be, with convergence, this could perfectly happen when the price is tired to going to the downside, and this is mostly about to happen. But first, we gonna need something like correction, because as you see, I'm gonna delete this one. As you see here is the price at the high point. Oops, that wasn't meant to. Okay, so the price is high at this point, and the chance for a divergence is very high. Okay, so even if we're gonna see a correction of 2 candles there should be something like a correctional move, and after that the price is gonna do whatever he wants. Like if the divergence is not strong enough and the price doesn't move aggressively to the downside, what's gonna happen? It's gonna make a turning point, and around this level we're gonna see just convergence and another move to the upside. And what's happening right there? We are getting close to the zero line. So the probability to crush the zero line gonna be a lot higher than it was here, for example, because here we're expecting a correctional move, but after that we expecting an impulsive move, and there is a difference between the two. Like here, correctional move, went back down, but the volume didn't follow structural divergence, also divergence, and this is impulsive move. This is corrective move. This is impulsive move. Okay, it went slowly to the upside, but we consider this as an impulsive move. Similar thing here. There was no high volume right there, but as you can see, and just test it back, and you're gonna see what I mean. Um, I'm looking for that. Okay, on weekly basis, I'm still looking for the upside actually, and I'm gonna show you also why when we are reaching the DXY. Okay, let's move to the Audi NCD. The Audi NCD went to the downside as predicted. Let's say that we could expect a further down move. Even the price didn't move that much. Yes, but we are under the zero line, so we are looking for the downside. Even on weekly, nothing changed. So yes, here the Euro CHF. The Euro CHF. This is what we are expecting. Why? Again, we are under the zero line. So what we are expecting here is a correctional move. After that, a main move. Okay, it's slowly going, and the chance to this to form a divergence is a lot higher than it was the week before it was here. As you see, it went up but didn't follow anything. As you see, it's almost on the same place. So the chance that it will form a divergence is much higher. Okay, so that is what I'm looking for. 1 minute, please. So what we are looking for, correctional move, the volume is on a very low spot, so we are not counting on the up move. Okay, we can take some risk, yes, because there is divergence. Yes, I got it, but it's not gonna be your main move. Your main move gonna be this one. This is your main move. Okay, and that will also make some sense because it was the previous low point. It goes back to the low point, make retest on the low point on that level, and it just turns back down. Okay, but here we should come back around this point to make it convergence, which seems for me impossible these market conditions. Okay, so yeah, that is what I'm looking for. Everything is on Euro GBP. Similar thing, it worked out fine from the last zoom, even if the price didn't move anywhere. We got a buy signal, but nothing really happened. So probably we're gonna get that sell signal because the histogram and the the VVV moving to the downside, and this looks also. So I'm seeing what's happening on two of the indicators. So what is the chance that this is gonna follow as well? The chance is a lot higher. The probability is a lot higher than that the destroyer is about to follow with a sell signal. Okay, this is higher probability, and that's what we are looking for. Okay, the DXY. The DXY still looking for this. We got the sell signal, nothing really happened. Between the two, there is a big gap, yes, but as you see, we are still under the zero line. So I would still see something. Just correctional move will be enough, not even to this point, actually. Just correctional will be more than enough. But as you see, the bigger picture, what we see on the bigger picture is this divergence, which is there, but we don't have momentum. Okay, the volume level is very low. That's a good point. And the slow moving average is still above the zero line. That's also a good point. But at the moment, the momentum is not formed yet because we see two of the reds and one of the green, which means there is not right momentum yet. All we have is a chance, also a probability, which is lower at this point because the rest of the indicators didn't confirm what is the direction of whatever we're seeing at other market moves. Like, for example, here at this point, you're gonna get the histogram to green. It's like, as you know, we worked with crosses before, tops and bottoms. Those are the crosses when the histogram is changing. So that's what we are looking for, to form a cross or something to make a momentum. Same with the Remo. When the momentum is confirmed, that's a good point to trade on. And even on the divergence, here you see divergence, divergence. And what you see is also a confirmation. The the buy signal, the histogram confirmed, and the Remo after that confirmed. So from this point, could say, okay, I'm going for the buy. And on smaller time frames, looking for a possibility for an entry and just go with the momentum because there are divergences and the probability that this is about to move above the zero line is a lot higher. And that was also, as you remember here on the CRO, and I think most of you guys remember this trade. See the divergence. Yes, you see the volume. The price is moving to the downside, but it's slowly going to the upside. And yes, we are still looking for the downside, but there was a divergence which wasn't there before, which we could not see before in the market structure. Only here you could see something in the destroyer, and we are getting closer to the zero line. So the point is, when this is also forming, the chance that it's about to go here is high, here higher, and you see after it happens, impulsive, but we reached the zero line until then. Okay, similar thing, similar thing. And right now it's going to the downside, but as you see the volume moving, we would expect something like here, a turn point from the 50, or even if it goes to a lower point, there is high chance, a high probability for divergence. And what I'm waiting for is another move to the upside, for example. And that is how I'm looking into the market. This is see through my glasses, let's say that. Okay. Then CXY. The CXY almost the same as the XY, but in inverse, I would expect that there is still a high probability for a divergence, but the momentum is not confirmed yet. So wait for it before we step in. Okay, the AXY almost the same thing, but here we already have the buy signal. But as you see, the REMA is not really sexy. And the VVV is not confirmed. There was a divergence, yes, but here slowly, I would say the price is slowing down. So here the chance is for now higher that the price is about to turn to the upside one more time. But after that, it depends on, let's say it goes aggressively, like win one or two candles to the upside. The the possibility for a divergence then, because if it moves aggressively, the destroyer doesn't follow, and mostly that's what we see with the news. That the destroyer is going like this. I don't see anything on the destroyer, and that's the point when a divergence forming, and this is also the same similar thing. Okay, it comes back, it makes another divergence move, and it goes to the downside. Okay, I gonna look into this move actually, and let's see, I would say, if it happens or not. Uh, those who knows, and I think some of you know, we are looking for, mostly we are looking for three waves in the market, and this could be a perfect three-wave move. Okay. All right, the XY. The XY is a bit different, and it broke at this level, went back to this level, and here is an important point because we see the buy signal. The destroyer is on a low point. So the chance we are talking about chances, the chances that it makes one more up move is high. Okay. See weekly basis, what we see on weekly basis. Okay. Here changes a bit because there is a huge divergence which is already confirmed. So the divergence is right there confirmed. The momentum is not confirmed yet. This is about to come. Okay. But okay, then I would say maybe a correctional move, but it still will go under the zero line, and this was also just a corrective move. And as you see, the difference between the previous highs, actually it's a very different picture that you see, and this should move one more time to the downside based on this picture. Okay, let's wait for the momentum to confirm. The BXY still looking for the upside for a bit, actually, but here also the divergence is right there forming. Okay, it's not formed yet. Everything can happen, but I would expect here a divergence and a move to the downside. Similar thing as you see with the rest. Here, almost the same thing. Divergence between the two. Daily basis. Divergence right there, and the divergence right there. So another move to the upside, but if it does, I would say this will make a reversal pattern, kind of like this. This would be the perfect scenario. the AXY also forming a divergence also in the structure, and even on the REMA there is a possibility, and the possibility for this is high. I'm expecting the same thing what we could see on the other currencies, and that's a good sign actually. The AXY is the only one which moves a bit differently, and only an interest rate could change it actually. Here a similar thing. Okay, that's what I'm looking for. Then we are reaching the goal, and the goal is already set it up. I would see here are three waves actually, and you see the third wave couldn't break to the downside, and this could mean we gonna have another move to the upside, and after that a move to the downside. That's what I'm looking for actually, to make another move to the upside, get the people mostly euphoric, and after that a move to the downside. But as you see right now, buy, so I would expect to buy because everything is pointing to the buy. And this is the point when I said yesterday, for example, one of the students made a challenge with this move. As you see, the whole day, what we could see from literally from the opening, we were above the zero line. So everything what you could see was just a correctional move. And what we were looking for the whole day were buys. Here, the chance for a cross, yes, but structural divergence, it came under, but as you see the previous points where they were, it's a structural divergence. So what we're gonna look for, this is the point when we are waiting for a momentum, but we can risk a position kind of like here, because we are anticipating that it's gonna go to the upside one more time. And don't forget what the gold mostly does is testing back areas, like let's say this point here. Okay, we could see, or we can call this um, let's say perfect retest line. Okay, you see on 1 hour. So for example, I'm looking for 2 hours or even 3 hours, and the 15 minutes here. What would we look based on the 3 hours? Let's say I'm doing this 3 hours and 50 minutes. This is before me. It crossed here, right? From this point, I would just look for the buys. I see that there is something about Zeppen. We are reaching a zone, okay? It doesn't mean you have to start to buy here, because that would make no sense, because the price already made to a higher point in the market. Just doesn't make sense. And you see the divergence. Okay, but we see there is something about to happen to the downside, but we have to trade this? Not really, because okay, you can risk it if you see the volume is high or something like that, or there is multiple divergences. Yes, you can risk it because we cannot avoid the risk, but it has to make sense. It has to make something like, it should be based on momentum when you trade on that. Like this point, okay, here the previous points were not, let's say, safe, but when you trade on a momentum, those are mostly signs that the price is about to go directly in your direction. So you can cover it up and say, okay, I'm not risking it anymore. If it happens, happens. If it not, yeah, that's it. Because you have to stick to this in your mind. when it's above the zero line, it's just a correctional move. I'm not looking for an impulse to happen. And maybe two or three, maybe I say a bit much, but let's say two or the three on from the 10 moves gonna make this, because that's not something that we usually see, that the price goes up and with the same move it goes down to the exact point. It's not what we are seeing mostly in the charts. It happens, yes, but uh, I would say in Hungarian a kivétel erősíti a szabályt. Tehát I'm gonna translate for you guys, but I don't know how to say that in English, but okay, anyways. The expectations make the rule stronger. Actually, this is what we are saying. If you get it, you get it. All right. Then the BTC. The BTC. I don't know if you remember this zone, but it's crashed actually after a small move. And what we can see right here, we are above the zero line. What we can see on the destroyer is going to the downside, but price didn't move anything. What we see on daily makes closer and closer to the zero line. This is not sexy. Okay, this is not sexy. But as I see, I would draw this here until we doesn't break this point. I think it just moves to the upside. Okay, and let's see. This is the right connectional point. Yes, to be good. Okay. So I would say bit. Yes, I would say this is a nice angle what we have here. This would make sense as well, even if it breaks to the downside. It should make sense actually. Okay. Also, the bounce is beautiful here as well. Okay, so I'm looking for this, but as you see, this was an price that I gave you 3 months ago, something in August. Yes, previous point in the market. And this is a perfect example of the charts moving in the same way as the other charts, going back to previous points, testing back those points, just pure market psychology. Okay. But on weekly basis, I will still look for that buy, but let's wait for something correctional. What I would like is, I said it in the previous Zoom, is one another move to the upside, which they made here as well. Just a correctional move and a move to the upside, and that was a divergence. Okay, or here even it was on a very high spot, and here the divergence, and after that one more divergence and went to the downside. I would expect something like that. This will be the perfect scenario for the BTC, right? As you see on the 12 hours, and you go down, this broke, but actually the structure doesn't broke to the downside. This is also interesting. Here we are pretty much under, but based on the previous points in the market, I wouldn't say this is something valid right there. And let's say 1 hour. 1 hour here. It's moving to the upside, but based on the bigger picture, could make another move to the downside. But you know what it happens when it goes to the downside? It goes to the downside. It comes to this point. Let's say it will be a huge structural divergence. Okay, because mostly this point will not break anymore. This will mean that the next move is in structural divergence, and that's exactly the point when mostly looking for a possibility. A possibility. What I'm seeing here and what is confirmation on the higher time frame, it just have to make sense. Okay, let's see. On Monday there will be a full year GDP, which is I think an interesting thing. 10 o'clock. After that, Tuesday CPY, but mostly the unemployment rate of the GBP and the CPY from the Canadian dollar, also the Empire State. Should be interesting. Wednesday, some CPYs, not a big deal from the euro, but can make some moves, and retail sales. Those are also not a big deal mostly, but 1430 can bring anything anytime actually, but this could be something as well. Just look for the momentum, okay, and don't expect very big moves, but look for the momentum. Then Thursday, unemployment rate and employment change. This is huge from the Australian dollar. Um, Jobless claims from the USD as well. And after that, Friday, retail sales and closing with Michigan and home sales. And that's it. Thanks for your attention. Have a great week. I see you next week, guys. Bye bye.